Did you know that 85% of people feel they aren't living up to their creative potential? Shocking, right? In a world that celebrates innovation, many of us still wait for the perfect moment to get started. But here's the kicker. That perfect moment rarely comes. Instead, creativity is all about action and making the most of what you have. Imagine if famous artists like Van Gogh or writers like J.K. Rowling had waited for the ideal time to create. They would have missed out on sharing their incredible talents with the world. Studies show that people who take risks and embrace imperfection are twice as likely to find success in creative fields. In this article, we'll explore 6 powerful strategies to unlock your creativity. We'll talk about how to let go of perfection, embrace chaos, and even learn to play again. By the end, you'll be ready to take action and discover the creative spark within you. So, let's dive in and shake off that urge to wait for the perfect moment. Chapter 1. Ditch the perfection trap. Start messy. The idea of waiting for everything to be just right holds so many people back. But here's the truth. There will never be a perfect moment to start. In fact, 70% of people struggle with procrastination because they're waiting for the right conditions, according to the American Psychological Association. Starting messy doesn't just get the ball rolling, it actually boosts creativity. According to the book, Art and Fear, by David Bales, the hardest part of creating is starting. When you start working with imperfect ideas, you give yourself room to experiment and improve. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how the roughest drafts often lead to the best final versions? That's because creativity thrives in imperfection. Start by letting go of the idea that the first thing you create has to be amazing. As author Elizabeth Gilbert says in Big Magic, done is better than good. The messiness will give you a path forward. So don't wait for the perfect moment, start messy, and let the creativity flow from there. Chapter 2. Embrace the chaos. Creativity lives in the unexpected. Creativity loves chaos. When things don't go as planned, your brain has to think outside the box. That's when the magic happens. Studies show that being exposed to random stimuli or disruptive environments can improve creativity by up to 35%. This means embracing randomness can actually spark new ideas. Take the example of Twitter. It was originally a side project born out of failed ventures. The randomness of those failed projects gave way to one of the biggest social platforms we have today. Imagine if those founders had just waited for the perfect project instead of diving into chaos. The key is to stop fighting unpredictability. Creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep, said Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert. When you welcome the chaos, you start to see problems as opportunities. Next time something unexpected happens, don't panic. Let it spark a new thought or idea. Start today by exposing yourself to the unexpected. Take a different route to work, try a new hobby, or even change the order of your daily routine. You'll be surprised how these small changes can unlock a new level of creativity. Chapter 3. Hack your routine. Build creative habits that stick. We often think creativity comes in bursts, but the best creatives know that consistent habits are the real secret. The War of Art by Steven Pressfield talks about how showing up every day, whether you feel inspired or not, is what separates amateurs from pros. Pressfield calls this showing up for the muse, even when it's hard. Here's a surprising fact. A study from Stanford University found that creative output increased by 60% when people stuck to a regular routine. Why? Because routines free up mental space, allowing your brain to focus on generating ideas rather than figuring out what to do next. So, what's the trick to making this work for you? Start by blocking out time for creative work, even if it's just 15 minutes a day. The goal isn't to create something perfect during this time, it's to build the habit of creating regularly. Over time, those small bursts will lead to bigger creative wins. Another powerful hack is setting constraints for yourself. A University of Chicago study found that having fewer choices actually boosts creativity. When you're forced to work within limitations, you have to think more creatively to overcome challenges. So, instead of waiting for endless time or resources, try setting tight deadlines or working with fewer tools. This forces your brain to innovate. If you found these strategies helpful, consider subscribing to stay updated on more tips and tricks to unleash your creativity. Chapter 4. The Power of Play. Unlock creativity through childlike wonder. Remember how carefree and imaginative you were as a child. That sense of play is not just for kids, it's essential for creativity at any age. Research shows that play can boost creativity by 50%, as it allows your brain to explore without fear of judgment. Play helps you think differently. According to Play Anything by Ian Bogost, play is the best way to spark new ideas. When we play, we engage in activities without a set outcome. This allows us to explore concepts, try out new ideas, and fail in a safe space. You might think of it as brainstorming without boundaries. One great way to tap into this is to incorporate playful activities into your daily routine. Try doodling while brainstorming or play games that challenge your thinking. According to a study published in the journal Creativity Research Journal, people who regularly engage in playful activities report feeling more innovative and open to new experiences. Even simple acts, like rearranging your workspace or trying a new recipe, can unleash creativity. When you change your environment, your brain makes new connections. So, embrace your inner child. Allow yourself to play and experiment. You might just surprise yourself with what you create. Chapter 5. Borrow like an artist. Remix inspiration to spark ideas. Creativity is often about remixing existing ideas, not just inventing new ones. This concept was popularized by author Austin Kleon in his book, Steal Like an Artist. He argues that nothing is original and encourages us to borrow ideas from others. Studies show that collaboration can lead to 50% more creative ideas. When you mix different influences, you create something unique. For instance, think about how hip-hop music combines elements from various genres to create fresh sounds. That's the beauty of remixing. Start by collecting inspiration from different fields. If you're a writer, read books on art or business. If you're a designer, look at nature or architecture for ideas. Inspiration exists, but it has to find you working, said Pablo Picasso. One practical tip is to keep an inspiration journal. Jot down quotes, images, or ideas you come across during your day. Review this journal regularly. You'll start to see patterns or connections that spark new ideas. This approach will help you see that creativity is all around you, just waiting to be remixed. Chapter 6. Fail forward. Why your best ideas come after mistakes. Fear of failure can be a huge roadblock to creativity. But what if you flipped that mindset? Research from Harvard Business School shows that organizations that embrace failure are 30% more innovative. That's because failure leads to valuable lessons and new perspectives. One of the best ways to learn is by failing. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Each failure can be a stepping stone to your next great idea. The more you fail, the more you learn. So how can you adopt a fail-forward mentality? Start by redefining what failure means to you. Instead of seeing it as a setback, view it as an opportunity for growth. This shift can make it easier to take risks and try new things. You might also want to embrace a failure log. Keep track of your failures, what you learned from them, and how they pushed you forward. This practice not only normalizes failure but also shows you how much progress you've made over time. Another powerful strategy is to share your failures with others. When you talk about your setbacks, it creates a sense of community and support. You'll discover that everyone faces challenges, and sharing can lead to new ideas and solutions. If you enjoyed these insights on creativity, don't forget to subscribe for more valuable content and tips. Embrace your creative journey and remember, the perfect moment is now.